So we're good to go. P250, like we said, for simple. Most teams favour that B bombs. That looks like they certainly will. They could even go for a fast approach here. We'll see what they decide to do. CTs won't be going aggressive necessarily. I can see 3 players towards the B side. Here's the commitment. Smokes down. Molotov's in. And Nico to defend with the USP. He can hear players all around at this point, but can he find the first headshot? Looks like he probably will, and it's a nice one as well. Takes out electronic, but the trades come through. Simple still doing work with the P250, but Carrigan will shut him down.
Good shot from Carrigan again to find Edward as well. Pretty easy shot, all things considered, as Edward was occupied looking into heaven. It leaves us with Zeus and no bomb plant. That's not going to happen because Guardian gets the kill. Instead, FaZe take the pistol, and it is a map in which they are very formidable with Olaf in the lineup. Should they find that form again? That's the key.
Absolutely agree. Well, there it is. Carrigan with 3 kills there. A decent attempt from Na'Vi, but the bomb did not get planted. That's a clean win in terms of kills for FaZe. On the CT side, just what they needed to light the fire beneath them, and there presumably will be the force buy from Na'Vi here. The desk touched on it, that Na'Vi aren't scared of force buying here. They're certainly capable of converting most of these sort of rounds. The Desert Eagle potential of Simple, Electronic and Flamey is pretty off the charts. They can do a lot of work here, and that's why FaZe have prepared themselves nicely. Got 3 rifles here, make it 2 with the Scout. Actually, 1 M4 at FAMAS, the Scout, and then the UMP and MP9. And we'll see whether Guardian Scout can start to do some work here. Like we said, hasn't looked phenomenal so far in the major, but still very early days. That's a nice shot, Guardian. Locks onto the head of Simple, takes him out, and falls back. That's such a key factor of that in whole exchange. The fact he doesn't commit for more, he knows there's a chance he could get traded out. He re-peeks that angle. He's got the advantage. Fall back to more defensive line. Let them have long. That's not a bomb site. As you've got all the weaponry, and now the man advantage. The bomb is down there, all the way back in T-spawn. They will collect it. Remember, they've got no smokes, no flashes here. How do you possibly crack open a bomb site? Well, that would be purely down to headshots with those pistols. Guardian trying to deliver one of those with the Scout, but not going to happen.
Olaf trying to swing back around pit side of the site. Nico. Deep smoke. To go out to Monster. They're already in. This is going to be a straight contact play. Nico needs to be ready for that because he's still looking out towards Sandbags. Does spot up Zeus in time, and knowing they have no vision toward Monster, they prepare accordingly. But tripping over they're a little bit. They've got to be somewhat careful. Good shot from Flamey, but Rain has position and FaZe control things with 3 players staying alive. Not bad. Could have been a little cleaner, but overall, round is done. No bomb plant, importantly, as well for Na'Vi.
2-0, and indeed no bomb plan. You give a couple of kills away, but you're up against the full eco here. That's absolutely fine. Only losing 2 against Na'Vi Eagles and armor. I wouldn't be too mad about that. FaZe looking pretty comfortable going to round number 3 here. It should just be Glocks. They have got 2 HE grenades on the T side. Make it 3. I assume they're going to nade towards the mid steps. Try and catch Guardian, perhaps going for an aggressive push. Then they've got 4 grenades. Looks like that's where they will be heading. Let's have a look. Will any CTs be there to receive? No, they will not. So these grenades will be in vain, I'm afraid. No damage done. Significant investment considering what kind of round it is, but they actually will receive a lot of damage in return. So Zeus down to just 12 HP, Flamey 76. Almost no chance of doing anything with this round. If they get a kill, I'll be impressed at this point. Very difficult map to operate with almost nothing, and that's why the force buy is maybe not that successful as you would think on other maps, because you do need the utility to crack open. There's very tight choke points on this map. So they'll head towards middle and see what's possible. Probably just going to use the buddy system here. As we always say, try and bleed out as many grenades as you possibly can from the CT side. But a minute remaining. Starting to make their way up and seeing if they can catch any unsuspecting CTs waiting. But as expected, FaZe, you don't need to be part of these fights. You've got the rifles. You know they have no armor. They will get nowhere near the bomb site. They've got no way of taking away your vision. So unless they've somehow force bought again, you can just hold back and watch the bomb site. This is all that is required.
Guardian swings back into the truck side. Rain still there to support with him. Has the M4, peeks out pretty straightforward on the first shot, given that Zeus was already damaged by him. But simple, good response. P250 from range, and still manages the headshot kill. This could overwhelm Guardian. He does good damage onto Electronic. Okay, fair enough. They just line up for him. I thought he might get overwhelmed by 3 players rushing him down, but hesitation costs them dear.
And that's $1,800 in the bag for Guardian. Key player to get the cash, considering he's the main author, of course. Everyone knows that by now. Up against his old team, Na'Vi. Simple. Now we'll be picking up the AWP responsibilities. Remember, that force buy in the second, no bombs going down in 3 rounds. They can't even afford an AWP on the T side. So I think Guardian is going to purchase here. He'll throw his UMP away, give it to a teammate. That's gone in the hands of Carrigan here. Guardian's got the AWP. A nice 3-0 start for FaZe. international sensation. And we'll see whether they continue that form. Bit of a bonus round with the FAMAS and the UMP here. They have a buy pretty much in the bag with the residual cash they have going into round number 4 here. Guardian heads towards middle with Rain. Remember, Rain has been in the conversation for one of the best Overpass players, specifically towards those bathrooms, and so actually push towards the fountain right now, trying to use the pillar there to block vision and see if anyone will cross by. Very vulnerable position, as you can see, from the playground as well. Pushing forward now. This is a brave move. A single player reminiscent of Fur. Might be punished for it, and indeed he is, but there is a trade from Guardian, and now he'll fall back.
Simple. Still trying to pursue the front side of the bathrooms. First time you and I have seen Overpass in this event.
Just to know as well, I think Zeus was caught and the monster by Nico there at the same time. And you're right. Best of one, it's quite rare to see actually. It's normally your Mirage, your trains, sometimes your caches.
Never your nukes.
Never your nukes. Those don't get deployed too often in the best of one. Carrigan, though, this is a very intelligent flank. He has absolutely locked them in towards B. He can rotate all of his players over there now. He's got so much information here. As soon as he spots one of them, he won't pull the trigger straight away. He wants to get as close as possible. Watch this. He will spot them now. And then be careful. He won't fire. He'll just have to hold up. Oh my god, that was a bad shot, I have to say. The bomb goes down. Should be enough. I'd prefer him to wait a little bit, if I'm honest. He could have done a lot more with that, Matt. The fact he flanked them in that sort of position definitely should have got 2. So we saw the bomb, try to take it down, and that might come back and haunt him here. Guardian now left in 2 versus 1. How quickly that round changed.
It's down to Guardian. And spots one. Bomb. Down. Simple. Gonna go one-on-one. Don't forget the bomb. He wants the kill. Oh, Guardian nearly fired straight up and got him. Just missed. As Simple gets redemption and Navi get the round.
Very close towards the end there. Simple versus Guardian. Quite a tantalizing 1 versus 1. Simple comes out on top. And here's Electronic getting it done towards Monster. You could see as soon as Carrigan gave his position up there, I thought that was such an ambitious shot to take. Could have waited, could have called for a bit of backup there, but went for gold. Didn't really work out for him. 3-1, and like we said, one more buy for FaZe here. Came down to 1 versus 1, so Na'Vi hardly healthy. They do recover the AWP from the previous round because you can see 3 AKs. Electronic has no grenades, no helmets. That's how dire things have got for him. Zeus on the Mac 10. But still, things hardly ideal in terms of the finances for FaZe either. UMP for Carrigan. Distinct lack of utility, not so aggressive this time, Guardian. And a pretty classic position for him on the flower bed towards long. Usually can be flashed off just like this. My fire actually holds up. Can't hold his nerve though, had to drop off. It's a safe play to make. And at this point needs to get some information. Jumping over, just trying to show almost nothing there. Spots a couple, doesn't want to challenge that again. Just going to flash maybe and try and fall back. And make those response. So there's the flash. And try and set up Rain. Like we said, very good in these sort of positions. First go, I don't think he'll be good for 2 here. Absolutely is, though.
Wow. From Zone Rain, remember that. That's like an iconic position for him. For the other one that I would say is elusive and very, very good at, for some reason, just being intuitive.
Pushing
the position.
Steps and stuff, right?
Absolutely. They're so aggressive. And the reason I use elusive is because when smokes go down, when you're approaching the front or when you're approaching long, there's a lot you can do. You can be playful, and a lot of players don't have the, I guess, courage to do that. Both of those guys do. So either way, he gets 2. It leaves them 2 men up, actually, against both Simple and Edward left for Na'Vi, trying to respond and find back-to-back rounds. If they don't, money will be gone already, and FaZe can actually start to build up their bank, especially if they keep 4 players alive in this round 5.
Oh, Carrigan, there's no need for that peak whatsoever. Down he goes. Gives Simple an inch. He's going to take a mile every single time. Gives him a window of opportunity here, but 10 seconds remaining. It's absolutely fine. FaZe will still win the round. This could have been a lot more dangerous if they're ready to pounce off that, but still, 3 players survive. They'll save the AWP on the Na'Vi side. Remember, they no extra cash now. As you can see, Simple with $600, and it will be Edward with $1,600. They'll have to force around these 2, I would say. It's too strong not to. There's Rain. I didn't think he'd get the second. That should be a trade, but he did very well. This is Carrigan. Found 1. Went down to the AWP, not a big deal. They will indeed force by Deagles. CZ's the saved AK and AWP. Na'Vi like to operate in this sort of capacity, have a choice sometimes buying the single AK for the likes of Simple, pistols around them, and see what they can do. But this is much better with Simple on the AWP. FaZe are certainly aware of that prospect and will adjust accordingly.
Zeus just sitting back with the CZ, trying to make the calls. Get the information as early as possible. Still a minute and 26, but Olaf's taking the initiative to try and push out toward the construction position. He's going to go all the way through. Short tunnel. They've got Monster. This is a lot of information that FaZe is now getting. A lot of map control. And not spotting anyone that far out toward T-spawn. They know what that means. Let's get the rotations in, boys. Either we fully commit to the flank and try and pincher them in, but you can't give up connector, or rotate back over and stack up the A side.
So Olaf can hold there in that position. That's perfect. There is another huge adjustment from FaZe as well. Rain is now playing long. Guardian's baiting him in as he's by the flower bed right now. Just trying to chain things up. They won't expect Rain to be there. Guardian's going to try and show presence if possible. Nico's got connector locked down. They're not going to check Olaf's position, or are they? Electronic. How has he done that? That's amazing.
And Olaf
chance there.
Caught sleeping a little bit. This is the second position I mentioned. Nico had to watch this, but losing long. They find Rain as well. That was the man they wanted to bait in, but the single kill against Olaf forced the man who was going to be the bait to rotate off early. Rain was left on his own. This was a setup, and with information that FaZe should have capitalized on any day of the week, and they've just given it back. It's now 4 versus 3. Bomb in the hands of Flamey, 18 seconds. That bomb's not yet in position on B. It's pretty much got to run there, and thankfully, okay, Kerrigan gets 2 kills, but the kill I want to watch, and more importantly, was electronic, because he now gave Flamey access to the site. That's been taken back by Guardian. Flamey can't get onto the plant. 4 seconds, it's done. They've actually pulled this back on the FaZe side. Remarkable.
Kerrigan does it all. 3 kills for him, holding that connected position as well. Knowing they had the full back and they had the B site. Na'Vi players weren't there with them when they cracked it open. They knife out and try and get back. You can see the reason they're knifing out, and look at the top of your screen, the 10 seconds, 15 or so, as they decide to go back, and it would have been touch and go if they even made it. So they had to just try and make the call and make the play. In true Na'Vi fashion, they do fall a little bit short of the bomb side there and run out of time. And they'll have to full eco here. They got 2 HE grenades, presumably used towards middle again. But 5-1 looking much better now for FaZe as the grenade comes in both directions. Actually, the CTs come out on top in that particular interaction. You see Flamey down to 45 and Simple 87. And this time it's looking like a guaranteed FaZe round.
Well, against pistols, you'd expect that to be the case. Getting away with the last one, I will say. Again, Guardian trading off the man in the site. Really opened up, or rather I should say took away the opening to get that bomb down. Keep in mind this is Guardian against his old team as well, and it's an 0-2 situation for the loser of this in a Swiss format. That's rather ridiculous when you consider the amount of talent in this server. 2 of the top 3 players in the world, as they said on the desk. Guardian still looking around, perhaps the top offer in the world at some points in time still. See what he can find toward A. Quick shot into the smoke at the bathrooms, but it's long. He's got to be a little bit cautious of. They have got a member against the wall. It's Edward that can advance quite quickly on the backside of flashes or smokes when they do elect to execute. Now, I say that there is no utility, and the pistols are going to have to overwhelm Guardian. He has overstepped the mark, but does land the shot. Aim punch not a factor against him. Fully armor. As Kerrigan sits in the corner, he'll catch Flamey out on entry, but Simple gets the shot back. Thankfully, Guardian's up for more. And Simple now left in a 1 versus 4 FaZe. Take a 6-1 lead. I'll call it done. It's not yet, but it might as well be.
You're absolutely right. Simple can't cause any damage there. 6-1, looking very comfortable. Still early days here, but fantastic start for the international squads. No money for the AWP. There is enough for 5 AKs and 1 smoke. They might want to take another partial buy here. 4K per player. Considering up against FaZe really isn't ideal. They take a tactical timeout just to decide their options. I'm not sure what I would call here. I think partial buy, if I'm speaking very conservatively, but Na'Vi enjoy purchasing these sort of rounds, so it wouldn't surprise me to get the AKs out. They might go for one of their single AK purchases here. Zeus has bought up, and the rest of them have as well, so that is a call. It's definitely a viable buy. It's just you'll get like 1 flash, 1 smoke. Won't be perfect, but certainly enough to work with. Electronic goes for the Galil just to give them a bit more, so that makes sense. But here we go, another difficult round for Na'Vi. Simple with just AK smoke. Really has been quite rough for their finances. Only 1 round to the name so far. Are they going to change the pace up, go for a rush perhaps? B rush is actually super viable on Overpass. And they're sending 5 players here, Matt, with early Molotovs as well. This could be, well, not anymore. They're going to just go back to the deep by the looks of things. Looked like they were getting at least interested in the idea of going fast towards B. Two players this time towards long for FaZe. They've adjusted things. You can see they're getting aggressive now. Karrigan there with Rain. Karrigan looks into the wall to allow him to avoid the flashbangs. As soon as Rain gets flashed, he'll fire bullets, get behind the rock, and Karrigan comes out unblind, hopefully defends him, and they can play off each other. That's the idea. Doesn't always work out.
So Simple, the one to watch and see if there will be any aggression in that position. You're dead right on the setup and the intentions of it. Bomb still creeping in the underpass position. We'll wait for the call. They originally went for board stack as well inside of B to look for information. They didn't spot anyone off of that. So despite that they're this far forward, they don't have information, which is why now you're seeing them get a little bit more aggressive. If they go around that corner now, Simple's no longer in that position. They actually have a chance with two players to be pretty convincing on this flank now. They're going to divide themselves. One wants to go back toward bathroom. If they both went, they could trade off each other and probably come out better off in this situation. Look at Rain. Patience is going to pay off. Finds one. Can't control the spray. That's an unfortunate mistake because Zeus gets him back and it opens up the map again for Na'Vi.
Rain has looked a little bit off. That's usually him getting 3 kills, no problem. Didn't quite handle the spray there. Similar situation to Karrigan before. Sees the kill, decides on his target, but can't quite hold his nerve. And now Olaf Mice have a lot of pressure towards B. They're going to completely pincer him, take him down. Nico, surely no chance of holding this one off.
Trying to find a better angle. They would try and pursue him from the other side. Need to be ready for it. They don't. They wrap around. Guardian gets one kill back, but Edward now finds Karrigan. It's Na'Vi with a bomb down, and Guardian looking to retreat and save the AWP. It's 6-2 as Na'Vi finally pull around back. So 3-1. 3-1 is how the sequence of rounds have gone. It still doesn't paint a vibrant picture in terms of money for Na'Vi. That said as well, it is starting to break down FaZe more because of the fashion in which they've won rounds that hasn't kept the most amount of players alive.
Indeed.
Op still kind of left in the bank for Guardian. He's got 4650. Obviously, he'll get enough money, win or lose on this round, to buy another one. Now he does with the kill.
So think about it though, Matt.
But the point is drops, and they can still buy into this either way.
Next round, the 2 rounds now that Na'Vi have won have all stemmed from an amazing FaZe flank. So you've got Karrigan with the UMP. 3 players in front of him. Waited, maybe got 2. Dies of 1. Rain, same thing. Amazing flank. Completely outpositions him. Completely outplays him. Reads it perfectly. Gets 1. And it's just so uncharacteristic for him not to capitalize upon that situation. He's going to be gutted with that one. He knew he could have got a lot more, but sometimes that's the way it goes. Guardian with the AWP. Will drop a weapon. They are going to force into this. So they'll take the tactical timeout to adjust the drops and distribute the wealth. FAMAS for Nico, Karrigan on the UMP. Guardian pistol right now, I assume he's got something on the floor for himself. He saved the AWP, so he might have another one.
Well, that's exactly it. There's certainly, yeah, there it is. He had 4750 before the round even ended. There was certainly an availability to it. I thought maybe they might pull out another M4 with it, but they want to go double up. And Overpass has a map that you certainly can't. It did. That's on top of the rails, not bouncing off of it to cover off a monster. Now, have they identified that and resmoked it? No. Olaf doesn't want to peek it, but it gives actually a long and very tiny choke point to be covered off with the rifles. Not an AWP on the T side, but they still get a lot of what's going on inside of the site.
Now, that could be some sort of next level mind game.
If they missed on purpose and had the second op there.
Olaf has got the orb ready to go like that.
He wasn't quite ready, still gets the shot though. They aren't expecting the second op to be on the B site. Flamey, good shot in return. It looked like Olaf was going to peek that correctly. You're right, that would be super sick. If they were like, let's miss this smoke on purpose, bait them in, and I'm just going to be here with the gun that hasn't been on this side of the map yet. Rain, bomb down, out of the hands of Edward. Good flank from Karrigan, electronic down, and now a 2-man advantage for them to work with on the FaZe side. So it may still work out. That's a hell of a shot from Flamey to find Rain, but Guardian has other ideas. Both ops still in the picture. One's not up, but it's in the site near enough that they'll be able to recover it. They just have to take care of Simple first, and that is not a simple task. Bomb down does favor them slightly. It means he's got to go a lot further and do a lot more work to try and pull this round back into contention. They don't know that he's there yet. Karrigan's pretty sure he's in the site, given the flank and the information they had. That smoke will confirm that he is. Karrigan's now going to reposition so that he can't retreat down Monster. But with 33 seconds, Simple's just hoping that they'll make a mistake. Give him a kill at the very least. Fires high, baits out the second shot, knew what it was going to be, but Guardian still hits it with the AWP.
Well, there we go, an interesting round there. I'm just speculating with the smoke idea. I don't think that's what happened. It looked like he tried to throw it legitimately, but still Olaf watching it like a hawk. If that was the idea behind it, that's pretty interesting. 7-2. Money not looking too good for Na'Vi. The rounds they have been winning have been very tight, and here's Guardian finishing things off against Simple. Difficult shot to hit as well. Went for about 3 different walls there. And it looks like they are going to be forced by. Chad and Sean pointed it out. These guys love the force buy. Simple with the AWP. And CZs and a Deagle. Good lord. Do or die time, really. Lose this one. You're 8-2 down. There's not much time left for the ecos you've got to deal with as well. 2 smokes, no flashes. It's all down to Simple, really. He has to open things up. And you can see Faze adjusting accordingly, Matt, just making sure they're very passive. They know the force buy potential's there. They're not going to be challenging anywhere. Just make sure Na'Vi commits, and we'll take them down with the crossfires.
Little jump for Simple to check and see if anyone's up close at connector. 1 to bait, 1 to fire as they jump across the opening at bathroom as well. Not as much aggression this time out of Faze. I'm certain they've read the economic situation now, as you say, with the force buy coming in. If the desk talked about it, perhaps they'll be anticipating it, but they have to identify where the AWP is first and foremost, so they don't want to take any chances. But more importantly, the reason I mentioned the lack of aggression is Kerrigan's going out now, but Rain's not toward the bathrooms where he's very often successful. Little bit of information attained by Kerrigan's peak. Still no identification of the AWP. Simple's getting closer with it. They want him to be the one to open this site rather than pick up the pieces later. It does actually hit on Guardian, but through the edge of the box. Oh my god, he's fired back in and hit him twice. Both through the box. The second one counts. It's Guardian down. Kerrigan with the only kill response as Electronic has a CZ headshot for him and the bomb to be planted. Rain's given away his position as he tries to fire into default, but they can't deny the plant. And Simple now has a UMP, excuse me, to complement his 8WP. Great flank from Olaf. M4 picked up for Flamey, and they know exactly where he is.
You won't be able to make that jump without the knife out. Well, there we go. 2 versus 1. I don't think he's got a shout in this one, unfortunately. It'll be a great attempt if he can find even one more kill, but he would have to give it to him. He has to touch the bomb at this point and deal with the remaining players. He could get this one. Great chance for him now, but the bomb just a little bit too far gone, and he'll have to fall back. So he keeps around expensive at least. He won't be taking a plethora of weapons into the next round. The great stuff there. Force buy once again working out for Na'Vi. That's become a bit of a calling card for them. As they find only their 3rd round, but they take the orb into the next once again. Money actually broken now for Faze. Considering this a double eco situation, they've got an M4 into this round. I would say there's a chance they do force buy this. It's Simple, of course, just hitting everyone through the bomb site.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. And they will force indeed. So 1 scout, CZ, it would be double eco. For anyone who's not aware, you're going to get $1,900 for losing your 2nd round in a row. So they're going to go for it. Now this is the window for Na'Vi to get back into the game. But first you have to take down Guardian and his scout. That's no easy feat. We'll see what happens here. Oh my goodness, Electronic almost hits the shots. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, it used to be one of those things we used to say you were tempting fate with the jump, because guys like Dupree especially used to rip people's heads off there. That's been less common.
Indeed, it has.
Flamey, good shot, and read on Rain, who wanted to be aggressive. Money the other way now as Na'Vi looks to try and take advantage. Good little surfing skill from Electronic to fall back faster. Goes back in toward construction. Now keep in mind, that's a very low HP Nico, and Electronic reads perfectly that they may intend to use that boost. Good kill.
Yeah. Very calm, very patient stuff from Na'Vi. Using the information they've got, capitalizing upon it. And now, should be a guaranteed round for them. 5 versus 3. Unless Guardian absolutely goes off with the scout, which definitely can happen, they should be fine. Smoke's down. That'll make things difficult for him. Will he get anything done yet? As the smokes and flashbangs come in, there's the first shot. Beautiful one as well. It takes down Flamey.
It's very, very quick on the scout to hit a headshot. With a flick, need a headshot to get the 1 shot. He was weakened up, so either way, it was a kill. But Kerrigan running through, can't quite deny the bomb, but gets the planter. Had he gotten that kill a little bit sooner, may have had a very different scenario right now, as once again the scout hits, but it's not a kill. Simple gets the shot with the op. Op versus scout, close quarters, backstairs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, Olaf Meister once again in the 2 versus 1. Might as well go for it. Zerico next round, whatever happens, even if he saves the M4. He'll see what's available to him, and Zeus, nice shot by him.
He actually got dinked, yeah.
But not quite enough, and that's why we always talk about the advantage of the AK, and why a lot of CTs will always pick them up, but there's a chance to take it to the next round for that reason alone. Top tier CS, if you even have a 1 versus 1 against some of the best players in the world, you know you have to reposition accordingly. You can't sometimes challenge the AKs because they're going to be just as fast as you. So always very valuable to bring those over on the CT side. Full eco for FaZe. We've got a game on our hands now. Looking a little bit lopsided at one point, but this is much more like it. Na'Vi reading it well. They're going to bring out a MAC-10 that's normally in the hands of Zeus, but now it's Flamey. 4 AKs and a full eco pretty much for FaZe here. Won't be getting much done here. They're going to have 3, make it 4 players in the bathrooms. B is open.
Nico. Just hanging out. Couple of dudes in the bathroom together. Talking about their pistols. Guardians looks a little shorter than everybody else's on the HUD, but
yes,
as Archer would say about the P250, it's the stopping power.
Well, Zeus should be able to deal with this problem quite efficiently. Send the MAC-10 in first, that makes sense. There they are. Gun them down, farm the cash. Don't risk the AKs. Looks like a clean sweep, and indeed it is, well told by Edward there. As they get all 5 players, 5-7 now on the T side. Up Overpass.
Yeah, they're bringing this back.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's a great buy available for FaZe. Certainly not going to have the AWP at least, and that would be true. 5 M4s. Olof working out what he needs to buy because they haven't got a kit so far.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. No kit is actually very significant.
So Flamer will keep the MAC-10, and that's actually a really powerful weapon to have here. Not a single FaZe player has a helmet. The running gun potential of the MAC-10 is sending a player like him in first with crisp aim. If he hits one of those bullets in the MAC-10, they're going down. So that all of a sudden becomes a very, very powerful weapon here in round number 13. All 5 players vulnerable to it.
Electronic holds inside of construction. We often talk about that position, the little nook. Try and hear anything that goes on inside of the B site while the rest of the team situates themselves. Go trying to see above the smoke that's down on the platform. Was that an attempt to hide the bomb? Put it inside that little milk cart so you can't see it if the CT flags?
That used to be a thing in Source. You could throw the bomb in a little basket, then you could fire it across the crossover along A on Dust 2. That was a weird addition to the game. It was a thing. Either way, execution towards B side. Remember, vulnerable heads here. Electronic can't find one though. Good kill from Nico. That's going to give them a chance here. They are very vulnerable. Molotovs and flashes coming through. Edward dispatches of all of Meister, but Nico is still here, still alive and kicking with 2 kills to his name, and Carrigan denied the plant. Great stuff from FaZe.
Carrigan, Guardian, all finding kills. Nico holds true as well, so they may not have had a kit. It doesn't matter. There was no plant for Na'Vi, as it's now 8-5. And we hit in the last 2 rounds with money enough available for Na'Vi in this round, but maybe not in the next if they're not careful with the purchase here or don't get a bomb plant. So this is a chance for FaZe to extend this out to potentially 10-5. I say potentially. There's no foregone conclusion. They will not have an op again this time. As we look back at some of the very collective efforts inside of the B site, they won't have an op, but they've got 3 AKs picked up.
They certainly do. We discussed the idea behind that earlier. Can take more aggressive peeks at the starts. Good grenade usage, actually. You can see quite a bit of damage there towards Simple, down to 76. He'll have to fall back. Can't go for that first pick anymore. Coming to the bookend now of the first half. FaZe have won it, but can they extend their lead? Looking for 10-5. Electronic's so good in these sort of positions. Very good at working choke points and using his very sharp aim to take down potential enemies. This time Nico a little bit sharper, I'm afraid. Even had the drop on him and still couldn't convert the kill. Electronic goes down. Nico finds the 5 and 4. And now in a safe position right at the back of the site. And Guardian, like you said, no AWP, but still holding strong in the bathrooms with the M4.
So Guardian holds right side. You'll know very well that there is multiple opponents outside of the bathrooms, and that Zeus with the channel coming in has given him the ball. Not bad, and Rain's got the backside covered off. Faze go back to the aggression in the bathrooms that's worked earlier on in the half, and it seems to again this time. On top of the bomb, allows Simple to grab it and get away. Rain's not too concerned because Kerrigan's pushed up the other side. There's really no escape for them, and Simple can't quite connect on the spray. Faze go back to back. They find 9, and as we mentioned, money now becomes a bit of an issue for Na'Vi, so 10-5 looking very likely.
It absolutely is. Can't argue with that. Round 15 and nothing purchased just yet for Na'Vi. They're all hovering around $2,000 to $3,000. Edward gets the only AK so far. And there's 2 UMPs and 2 CZs. Edward, I'm sorry, he's not the player on this team for me that has the AK, especially when he doesn't have a helmet either. Give it to Simple, my friend. Surely at this point.
Nico's got 2. AK spray. Nate didn't even really contribute much to that. Great shot from Olaf as well over top of the ramp. Simple and Edward trying to rush in to get a bomb plant down. Smoke out. Simple wants desperately for someone to crawl over top carelessly and fall upon his gun. Nico's got him instead. Another 3 kills for him in the half. 12 only for Nico. 17 for Guardian to lead the way. So the op's certainly been instrumental. There's been no one really running away with it on the Faze side, though, that said. But likewise, not a lot of kills for anyone on Na'Vi either. Simple has 12, that's all. Edward, 6. He's got 5 if he wants on the plate for him this round. I don't think it'll be quite that easy.
Yeah, well, at this point, padding stats. Can't really do much with this one. And will not do anything with this either. Well, there we go. It will be 10-5, and we'll see FaZe give them a few rounds of the mid stages, but they looked pretty confident throughout, I have to say. Nico especially looks like an absolute beast in this B-bomb site. Shutting them down with the AK, you can see how powerful that is. Simple, no chance getting through that smoke towards the barrels. Very important pistol here. FaZe can win this and get another 3-0. They'll be 13-5 up, but that is a very difficult task against some of the world's best here. Na'Vi on the other side of the server. Raring to go. They'll be on the CT side now. We'll have a look at the buys that come in. Nico's going to be the Superman this time. He's going to have the PG-50 armor combo. We did have to lay the Tech-9 to rest, unfortunately. It's gone forever now, Matt. Do you miss it?
Maybe.
I wish it was still part of the game in some capacity, you know? Like, it's just gone for it completely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. There is a sense of nostalgia there that will hit us eventually. I don't know. It wasn't like that instrumental. Well, either way. Pistol round. FaZe picked this up. They're going to be in a fantastic position. And pressure certainly would be applied to Na'Vi.
Yeah, this has to be a Na'Vi victory here. Otherwise, they're in a lot of trouble. Carrigan with 1 smoke. The flashbang. They've positioned themselves towards the bathrooms. They've actually got a lot of map control here. They'll smoke, presumably, towards the CT side of the steps. Oh, the bank. And here we go. Zeus to defend. He's got his work cut out for him. He takes a dink as well. Down to 15 HP, and Rain with a knifely entry there. He's going to take on Electronic, and Zeus is in a lot of trouble. At this point, his best bet is to hold up, but Simple's in the back lines here. Can he find anything more? A dent at least, but now it's 3 versus 2.
Yeah, problem is Simple pretty much hit the second shot immediately because he had no time to reload. They would run him down if he didn't take out his close opponent, so he was pretty much limited once he missed. It's given Edward a bit of a chance. Like you said, they made a dent which will now become a hole as Kerrigan goes down, and he barely touched Edward despite firing 4 shots. He's got 81 HP. That's 21 better than Guardian. No kits, but running down toward the bomb. Guardian can hear him coming, and he's actually just going to let him run by. He's just going to play this out. Why get into a battle when there's no guarantee? The awkward pistol battles. Wait for him to touch the bomb. That's what he does.
Yeah, Guardian plays that perfectly. Oh, he's only a lot of dance as well. I like that. Not enough dancing in CS, I've always said.
Yeah, I agree. That's one thing that Fortnite certainly has over us.
Well, there we go. Guardian's dance, I'm sure, will become a GIF. Either way, great play by him. Really enjoyed that positioning. Like, most players would be towards bank and CT. You can see Edwards, that's exactly where he's looking. Guardian using the sound cues, just dancing around the bomb. Guaranteed round for him as soon as he knew Edward wasn't going to check the truck. That was it. Force buy. And what a force buy it has to be. Can't really afford to go down 13-5 against FaZe here. They will punish and finish. Simple fires off the only significant weapon they've got, the scout from the mid steps. Nothing connects. No opening pick here for the CTs.
So Guardian checking out front side of the picnic, leaving the playgrounds, doing all the fun things that my dad never let me do. Dad.
Never let you go on the playground.
Oh, no, we definitely do that. But don't worry, it's just a narrative, you know, we're just having some fun.
We like to have fun here sometimes.
So Edward's going to actually get into position toward water where he can watch off the short tunnel and sort of kind of watch. He can react, I guess you could say, to the door above him at connector, which he's now doing even though they're walking in. He make it away. Timing is such that he just barely gets back, sees that the door is now open, and as always, millimeters are all the difference. As he gets a smoke out and somehow stays alive in that. I thought for sure when they pushed through he would go down. He's on 32. The nade doing a little bit more damage to him.
It's getting a little bit uncomfortable for FaZe here, but they have got through Monster successfully. Now the grenade's starting to thin out for Na'Vi. He's going to take some one-tap potential or some sniping. There it is. It's starting to come together. Simple still alive, and Edward lies in wait but has to reload, and that might be their chances thwarted. But Electronics still keeping the dream alive here. 2 versus 2.
I've always wondered, as Kerrigan gets caught out by Zeus. I'll get back to that because it's just Olaf in a 1 versus 2.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and no bomb plan. And he's got to go over top to grab it, pick it up, run back. 6 seconds. He's not going to get there. He can't. That's a big mistake. Now, they did get him before the time expired, so he still gets money on that, but they'll grab the AK. That's what they would rather have. I've always wondered, it's supposed to be kind of a joke, but like, you know, you pull the magazine off the front of this EZ and then you put it in the handle. Sure. Why not just load up 2? One in the handle, one in the front. You know, if the graphic's going to be broken, why can't the gun be?
I don't know. These are the questions.
I thought it's a relevant question, Henry.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into what is going to be a force buy from FaZe, trying to steal back the momentum, but that's a massive round. And Edward's antics towards short, pretty much everything, really discombobulated FaZe in that particular situation. They had to fall back, and he did some damage. They went towards Monster, and then all of a sudden, Simple had time to rotate over, hits the scout shot they were looking for, and it all falls apart very quickly. The flanks coming in, and FaZe knew that was their opportunity to close the game out. Might be going the distance now. AK in the hand of Nico, though. What can he do? 12 frags to his name. Just to know, Guardian's on 22 with 6 deaths.
So MP9, good timing on the door opening up, but Nico couldn't quite land it.
Yeah, tried the pre-fire. Unfortunately, that gives away the fact he's got an AK now. It's going to push him back into a more defensive setup. Guardian waiting for these smokes to dissipate and see whether he can open things up. Great game from him so far. It's going to take an amazing shot to give them access to a bomb site, though.
So back to the bathrooms. Well-timed nade. Doesn't do as much damage as you might have expected. Well, they get in there, but takes Olaf down to 78. Nico gets tagged to 85. Electronic meanwhile gets Guardian. No bait required. He can now focus his attention to the front side of the bathrooms. Tagged through the edge of the box. They've gotten his teammate down. This becomes a problem because he gets overrun. The early damage, the early danger.
Wow.
It was almost going to allow a bomb plant. Great nade from Zeus on top of Guardian. They'll still recover. They may still get a plant on this. Nico's got the AK, remember. They know that. They definitely heard it with the pre-fire toward the squeaky door as Zeus, again, contributes to take down Olaf and leaves Nico in a 1 versus 3. Now, fortunately, his teammate did get the bomb planted, which gives him a chance, but not with accuracy as widely off the mark as that. Edward gets the kill. Na'Vi gets the round.
That grenade was absolutely everything. It buys him another 10 seconds or so to rotate over. Carrigan actually had 68 HP, I believe, before that grenade landed right down his throat and denied the plant, took a player out of the equation. Great stuff there from Zeus. Big round for Na'Vi to pick up. And indeed, 68 HP and it took him down. That's insane. What an aid that was. Couldn't have been more precise. Big round for Na'Vi. Zeus knows, you can see him getting fired up now. Has to be the eco for FaZe, 11-7. As we get into round number 19 here, it should just be the eco. P50s across the board, apart from Guardian, who's got the Glock, and they've got 1 flash and an HE. Not really sure what they can do with this one.
Guardian just jumping up behind the tree, seeing if he can spot anyone out toward long. It's actually going to be toward Picnic that they've got company instead. Electronics made that very known. Has to be a little bit timid and cautious and falls back as a result of it. Smoke will allow him to do so. It's Simple that waits to see if they'll take the bait and run toward the AK. Electronic actually goes back. Not bad from that range to get an MP9 kill against Rain. Not much, they've got much to really go against him, but even still, it's not the most formidable of weapons. The lack of armor certainly gives it much more prowess.
The one thing I will say about FaZe, they have been known to throw away huge leads before. As soon as they lose one of those key rounds, a big clutch that was theirs, they seem to drop off sometimes. And this could be one of those moments. Na'Vi edging their way back into the game right now. Simple. Commit to that. Sure, there's an opportunity to get a few kills. He wants to keep that AK. That's better. Reposition. Take 3 of them down. 4 players survive there for Na'Vi. 11-8. Money back in favour though for the international squad. We'll see whether they can get the AWP out. Guardian can. He has no armor though, but he's hitting absolutely every shot with the weapon so far, so I guess that's absolutely fine. Simple, decent spawn. He could actually challenge towards the bench / party area. Looks like he wants to do that. Let's see if it's successful.
Not to give the man more credit than he already gets. God Bardoff. He's the only one that predicted FaZe, by the way.
They haven't won yet.
No, they haven't, which means the reason I bring it up is we're all going to make fun of him like crazy if they don't win. So boost toward the slide. It's Nico they want to put up rather than the AWP because it's more of a close proximity angle. They're relying on his headshot potential on that AK for anyone that wants to be kind of cheeky and move around exactly this position. Oh, he was spotted. That's not bad. I think his own gun was blocking the angle at which the front side of the bathrooms he got tagged from. Was it Simple or was it Zeus? I think that would have been fired off, but I think it's damage applicable to an M4. Either way, Zeus goes down the stairs. He gets Rain, but not Kerrigan. 2 players swinging around the corner, and the trade's successful. You would argue in the favor of FaZe. Not only do they get it back, but it's the T side thinning out the defense. Fantastic flashbang, Kerrigan.
50 seconds though, 4-on-4. Technically favors the T side, especially with 45 seconds here. Starting to triangulate towards the B-bomb side. A nice reaction here from Na'Vi. Trying to reclaim some map control here, knowing they need to get a frag back in their favor. Good information gathered by Edward, but not the correct info. As he assumes it's clear for now, but there are players on the other side. Guardian, yeah, not a shot he's going to miss, I'm afraid. Edward will be taken down. It's up to Flamey now. Solo in the B-bomb site. And angry FaZe players heading in his direction, but he's in front of the smokes right now. Good flashbangs. Hits the first shot and still alive for now.
Flamey. Swinging. He wants Monster. He's not aware. Nico's gotten closer. He's already inside the site. Simple, a missed shot. And that allows the bomb plant for Nico, but Guardian going down either way. They've got to be, I was just going to say, aware that Nico's still on the site. Thankfully, Simple kept track of that and did get the headshot, but he now, with an AWP, has to go one-on-one. Misses the jump to try and get on top of pallets. He'll still have the time to swing around, kit in hand, but Op also checks Monster. He knows now it's got to be that, surely. If he's not that close, there's no way he can get there in 5 seconds. So tap, hold, and wait for Kerrigan, but Nerves, he's on it! Down around the corner! What? Did he go long enough? Simple gets off and finds the shot, but does he have the defuse? Absolutely brilliant from Simple, and Na'Vi pick up the rounds.
How has he got the reactions to consider that? It came down to 0.1. He realized, I'm going to die here. I have to come off and shoot him. He was going for the full defuse. That shot especially, we didn't catch that one. That's so insane. Look how close he gets before he gets the kill.
Unreal.
It almost defused it in the first showing, but he would have died, I think, if he committed. That's so insane. Such a tiny room for error there. That's, oh my goodness, that's unbelievable how he's pulled that round off. I don't know how he's done it.
I mean, that's why Simple is, I won't say far and large the best player in the world, but going against Nico and Cold Zero for contention of that honor, the season that he has had, the year that he has had,
yeah,
remarkable. That's game defining. We now have an 11-9 game. Na'Vi pull around back remarkably in that fashion, and the money starts to become a question for FaZe. As T-side, sure, they got a bomb plant, sure, they've got a 4th round loss bonus. They're ultimately, no matter what, they were going to buy, but again, could be broken here, and FaZe starts to lose the lead as a result of it.
Yeah, and that's going to start the bickering as well. Those sort of rounds are so difficult to digest. Simple just completely blows them out the water there. My God, that's fast again. Takes down Kerrigan, and there we go, an opening of 5 versus 4.
Looked simpler than it was, because if he didn't flick, that was a leg shot. He actually flicked and hit the body. That in slow motion would look rather sexy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, toward Monster, smoke's not down. They're going to go for a straight contact play. The only Molotov so far thrown out toward the Barrels area. They want to clear anyone that can thwart the possibility of a fast plant. Edward's been discouraged. Pushed back, but holding the smoke. Nearly. If he held down Mouse 1, got away with 2 kills. Olaf gets the trade. Zeus trying to swing back out for the sandbags. Re-smoked as it was. Had no vision of denying or chance of denying the bomb plant. Olaf's not a bad position at all. Down the mini pit. Simple. Electronic. One's going to get caught off. The other can't do anything with it. Walks down and does at least get the trade back. 2 versus 2. FaZe have a chance to respond on this buy with the plants already in place. And Nico smartly is going to retake a place they've already cleared. That could catch them off. Zeus gets 1. They can trade it off for this as long as they don't trip over each other. Bomb's not planted for him, and Nico's got to go aggressive. Zeus catches him out. In-game leader with the kill, and another round for Na'Vi.
In a different plant, Nico's got a serious chance there, but he couldn't play with the bomb. I think he didn't have no vision whatsoever from the short positions behind the pillar, as you saw. They could have just full diffused it before, but there we go. It will be 11 to 10. Maximum loss bonus to the bomb going down. There is a buy. My God, that is unbelievable. That shot from Simple. Zeus, great job here. Great teamwork. It's both the kills required, comfortable defuse towards the end, and you can see what FaZe's rationale was there. As soon as Simple gets that kill towards middle, Guardian got a trade. They know Simple's transition time towards that B bomb site is going to be so long. They need to get in there now, trade out the kills, exactly what they did, but couldn't win out against Electronic and Zeus there. As Nico pushes through the flames, they've got no AWP for the T side of that lead. Now just a distant memory. 11 to 10, anyone's game. 10-5.5. Remember, FaZe on both pistols. And in the second half, at least, Na'Vi showing why they're considered to be a very strong overpass team these days. FaZe yet to respond. No gun rounds in the second half. For now, though, default deployed. Olaf Meister holds towards B alone, waiting in the connector. 3 players by the fountain, including the bomb. They still have the majority of the smoke. There's one of them being used towards the bathroom entrance.
So Electronic backs away from said smoke. Fortunate for yet another bomb plant. FaZe will have 5 AKs and 4 smokes, 2 flashes and a Molotov left over for whatever they have planned. Molotov, if it lasts that long, if they don't use it on the take, can be very, very influential in the post plant. But yet to be determined. 19 seconds. FaZe slowing it down as Na'Vi often does. Flash and a smoke! Great timing from Electronic. Down goes Nico and Guardian. Simple next in line. He'll take out Kerrigan, and bomb gets dropped on the precipice of the site. Although Rain has ideas. He's got the corner. They'll pick it up, but you're right. Time is gone. They cannot plant. Olaf gets it down to a one-on-one, but its after time is expired, and it is now 11-11.
What a round, though. Electronic with the plays there. Could feel the pressure mounting towards the A side. The smokes are down, blocking his vision. They flash through. Electronic good for 2. And at that point, Simple, he'll get the 3rd. And it really was an impressive round there. Olaf Meister did everything he could. If he had 10 more seconds, maybe there was a conversation to be had about him winning it. But there we are. It's 11-11. Maximum loss bonus, but no bomb being planted. FaZe with their backs to the wall now. What's the call? They'll take a tactical timeout. As you can see, the money's okay, but they're not going to force it. They'll take a partial buy and potentially allow Na'Vi to take the lead. But remember, FaZe on a partial buy definitely is quite a powerful concept. We'll see whether they can realize it in round number 23 here. AK for Nico. CZs, P250s, no Deagles. And they still have quite a lot of utility. They've actually got 3 smokes, plenty of flashbangs, and Molotov as well. So they've invested quite significantly into this. Olaf got no cash from the previous round. He actually gives the AK to Nico. He's the one that saved it, remember, so Nico must have something up his sleeve here. I guess it's because Olaf displays that role. He sits in B waiting for them.
Sure.
He's got less chance of finding an opening kill. Nico just goes with the wolf back towards long, which looks like that's about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much skill on this team, right? Top player in 2015. Olaf. Nico's been incredible for the last 2 years.
Sniper of all time, probably with Guardian.
No, but specifically speaking about the AK, right? So, like, you could definitely see either of them taking it, but I kind of agree with Nico. I think Nico's playstyle currently also favors opening up things a little more.
Yeah, you don't... When you think about Olaf these days, he's not he's still an excellent player, very cerebral, but he's not the hard-hitting fragger he once was. But NiKo certainly is, and if anyone's going to carry them over the finish line with a little partial buy of an AK, he's definitely capable. So here comes the Molotov flashback. Electronic, though, great position, often overlooked. This time, though, coming out blind, Electronic just deals with them. Even picks up another AK. That was a nice idea. He will go down eventually, but that should be round to him unless Guardian can go wild with this AK. The bomb is down on the site.
You might wonder what the difference is in picking up a different AK. It's the lack of reload time. He instantly gets another one that had more bullets in it because they didn't fire any shots at him. That's twice at long. Electronic has had 2 opening kills, and twice it will yield a round for Na'Vi. This time more convincing. No bomb plant for Faze. And 4 players staying alive on the Na'Vi side. They've now built up effectively a round in hand. They're going to bring that down a little bit by buying out utility, but they'll have 1 left over. Faze, again, continually on this maximum loss bonus, only with 1 round in the second half. That was the pistol round, by the way.
Indeed. Have
guns yet again, and this time an AWP, but man, oh man. This went from 10-5 to 11-12. As Na'Vi take the lead for the first time. Simple, AWP. A little bit slow out front of bathrooms, probably communicating with his teammates. Didn't want to go aggressive anyway, so no harm, no foul. He'll sit back and see what aggression is thrown his way. Quite literally with flashes. Missed shot, uncharacteristic. We saw this yesterday from him as well in a particular round on Inferno that was not a round where I think he could have done anything to win it, but it certainly cost him the AWP, and it showed signs of weakness against Astralis, obviously.
Yes, indeed. Well, here we go. Faze still yet to post around since the pistol. That's so mad. But Olofmeister straight through the smoke there. I saw it from Edward's POV. Straight up through the smoke, and he didn't see it coming. So nice opening pick, albeit a little bit fortunate. They won't have the opener. Can they convert it, though? 1 minute on the clock, plenty of time to wait for a reaction here. Na'Vi love to do this. They've just put pretty much all their manpower in the B bomb site. If they go towards A, let them have it. We'll save our weaponry. That's fine. If they do come B, we can actually win this round. Is that everyone now on the B side? I think pretty much,
wow,
yeah.
Flamey's gone all the way through Monster. Nearly got 2. His aim was about to arrive on range. Simple's got the information, shuts it down. B site, 35 seconds. Bomb now down at Monster as a result of that op kill. I'm not even sure Simple was aware that he dropped the bomb, because he wanted to watch out sandbags, either for self-preservation or otherwise. It allows them to pick it up 24 seconds, and they're going to run this to B with no one directly inside of the site. They can still pull this back. NiKo is the man to lead the charge. Skilled as he is, waits for them to cross over, knows they're going toward the dumpster, quick lineup, 2 kills, NiKo does exactly what he had to do, Kerrigan now goes for the plant, and Simple has to be silent, sneaking in with an AWP. Both will naturally retreat toward the bathroom side. One at long, one in the bathroom directly. And I don't even think Simple's going to go for this. So great recovery from Faze to bring this back 12-12.
Touch and go, though. Wasn't clear who was going to take that one. Olaf with the smoke kill at the very start. And I know what Flamey was trying to do there. You saw they went for that B stack. They then flash over Flamey out of the monster tunnel. He gets the frag, but it suggests then B's going to be open. They're trying to sell the fact that that could be the case. Maybe bait them into coming towards the B bomb site and into wall pressure. It worked out, but then NiKo picks up the bomb, books it over towards the A side. They will get that plant down, and Simple does survive. Their money's not as strong as you'd think, but they've still got another buy available considering they saved the AWP here. They're all tied up. 12-12. Faze cannot afford to be reset here, Matt. It's so important they can get back on their feet. That's the first gun round, and it wasn't exactly convincing, but NiKo did a very good job of closing things out there. Hasn't really had a good showing in the second half, especially. No one really has on the Faze side. Their second round picked up. It's now 7-2.
So second half, late game, money starting to go back and forth. It's as close as you'd like, but it has the potential to break apart. And this is a reset for Faze. So you'd favor Na'Vi ultimately in that situation, given the trends of this half. They'll head into this round. Surely there's a gun on the ground for Simple, with at least one AWP for Flamey. They've gone for the double op on the Faze side on CT, but not yet on Na'Vi, and it will be this time. Simple will have the op. It is down beside him. So let's see. He's going to go aggressive, picks it up from afar on the E key, and runs it out to the front of bathrooms. It's not the fastest spawn to get there. Okay, he's going to slow it down. He's going to put utility out instead, but he's soloing the A side. They're going to stack up with 4 on B as a result of having confidence in his AWP. And where does that leave Flamey to play on his? Backside of the site? Not quite, actually. He's going to go sandbags. He's looking towards Squeaky Door.
Here we go. Everyone fully invested. Huge round here. Coming to the final few rounds of this best of 1 in the Swiss system. 0 and 2. With these names, either of them would be shocking. Olaf Meister looking to replicate that kill from the previous round. Good grenade. Doesn't quite convert the kill. Edward moving backwards there. Olaf knows he's got him tucked in the corner. Does he want to try and commit and take him down, though? Need to try and smoke Edward in, but it's got no utility to do it. Flamey's trying to back him up. I think Edward's going to be done for here. It's up to Flamey to hold them off, but they've made a good call here. Still got plenty of time. Don't have to commit. Keep that advantage once again. Olaf gets that information. It's Carrigan who picks up the kill, but now Flamey knows he has to get some more intel here. What's going to be happening next?
Flamey.
Just to know, Nico's on the other side of the map, showing presence towards middle, smoking, pushing. They'll be getting for a big execution. Zeus is pushed offshore. Flamey with the kill. They could fall apart here, man. They're going to book back towards the A side. They've really got no time.
Yeah, they realize
20 seconds. I know, we've got to go back, boys.
And this is where you ultimately wonder, is it worth it to throw a Hail Mary in a desperate attempt to the site because you're about to get reset? Is it worth it to just save the 3 guns? 11 seconds. They're going to go. Flamey with the AWP has shut them down already on 2 separate occasions. Make it a 3rd as Nico's bound and Flamey steps out. Carrigan, it's break points as Faze fall and Na'Vi take the lead with money firmly in their favor.
Bit of a death slam there from Carrigan. I think he knows that's on him. That mid-round call to get back towards A. You've got to be more aware of the time. That cost him, what, like 5-6 seconds, and they had no chance. Guardian just had to drop the bomb and run and knife out in towards the B side.
And that's where I question on the reset. I know it seems odd, especially at 12-12, but maybe just keep those AKs.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, because now they're full eco. Na'Vi have pulled this one right back, losing both pistols, 10-5 down in the first half. And they're going to take this time just to discuss. You can see, look in the bottom left, bottom right of your screen, sorry. You can see them when they're discussing this. This is a timeout for them. Nico actually doing most of the talking. So they're just discussing their options for the next round. They currently have... Oof, it's not great. That's a full reset. They're going to get $1,900 per player into the next round. So even when they guarantee to lose this one, they still won't have enough money to really keep their heads above water. This is a nightmare for FaZe. They need to hold their nerve, but they've had so many rounds where it's just been disastrous towards the end. That one was a prime example.
Don't rule out a team that goes 0-2.
No, definitely not.
There was a team at the previous major that went 0-2, Henry. They were Cloud9.
Yes.
We all know how that went. It can still turn things around. The problem is the potential opposition in that 0-2 bracket is also fierce.
Yeah, indeed. There's potential for Na'Vi, FaZe, MIBR, etc.
Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports, yeah, indeed. It's quite scary down there in terms of the potential. And towards B they go. This might not be... Okay, I was about to say, they got the dink straight away. If they get their straight-up kill, they might get a plum. But there we go. Going to recover that AK. Na'Vi looking incredibly poised, and like I said, the money still's wrecked for FaZe. They're going to have a mixture of Galils and AKs here. Olaf Meister could drop an orb, he's got 5k to do so, meaning he'll have no armor for himself. Not going to do it, drops an AK instead. And ladies and gentlemen, this could be it. Na'Vi looking for match point. Difficult round. Nico, no grenades. Carrigan, MP7, Rain, Galil. They have not looked good on the T side here, crumbling in some of the key rounds. Normally so headstrong and methodical, and praise their mid-round decisions. They've really struggled here on the T side as Zeus looks to keep applying the pressure. I don't think that smoke was exactly how he wanted it, to be honest. No. Didn't really give him a gap or block any vision. But still, they're not pushing any further, so it still serves its purpose. It's fine.
Chilling out together. What's the call? Because this puts Na'Vi potentially onto map point. Zeus, underpass, 3 players approaching. And they'll always make noise. They'll go together. He's got the first, but can't collect any more than that. They were certainly ready to trade off of it and take the fight. Electronic, though, is positioned perfectly. Bomb down, so too is Olaf and Rain. And Kerrigan now realizes that he and Guardian have to pull this back, and it is getting desperate because Na'Vi about to find 15. Double up, AK and M4 still up. Guardian swings back around and hopes to find Electronic still out there somewhere in the land beyond, but he's falling back and doesn't even worry so much about the bomb. They want to play to the advantage, an advantage that now is firmly in their grasp as it is just Guardian left.
That's going to be match point. No chance for Guardian, I'm afraid. He's had a couple of interesting rounds on Overpass before. 1 versus 5 comes to mind, but no heroics in this particular occasion. That's the money again destroyed. 2,500 per player at this point on average. And now need to work out what they do. They take a tactical timeout. Is that going to do much for them? Guardian's got the MAC-10, CZs, 1 AK. It's the jumble sail by. We'll see whether it's going to work out for them. Electronic just gunning them down there. 3 rounds for overtime. Goodness gracious. Looked like a FaZe game locked in when they got the second half pistol to make it 11-5. And here we go, the last attempt for FaZe. They rush towards long with the little weaponry they have, pistols in hand. There'll be one player holding for the flanks as Olaf Meister. Certainly changed his roll-up since 2015. Incendiary down, I'll buy Zeus some time. Nico, once again, the only player with a rifle here. Do they have anything left?
Quick check. In the front of the site, Nico, Olaf, together. Nico again, the one with the AK. Saw a ropey buy, went around for Na'Vi in the first half, went simple and an AWP. Can Nico pull off this round with an AK? How did they walk out like that? Not with Zeus just sitting there perched and ready. His 20th kill in the game. Time with that Flamey. Everyone contributing. Edward's been a little bit quiet, but it doesn't matter because the game's going in favor of Na'Vi. Surely Olaf versus 4. Electronic to close him down. 16-12. Na'Vi go 1-1. They're back on level footing and in a good position in the tournament. However, FaZe are 0-2, facing elimination. Not at all where you would have expected a team of that pedigree this early on.
No, absolutely. That is very bizarre, but still an entertaining game there, Matt. We really had an emotional roller coaster throughout. It seemed like FaZe were looking back to their usual selves. We had Guardian on 20 kills in the first half, looking electric. And then it all just started going horribly wrong from round 2 of the second half. Na'Vi steal away the force buy, and then they just run away with the game completely. Great job by Zeus is what I have to say. He looked very, very good. Great decision making there. They didn't seem like they were running out of time as usual. Like something we talk about with them is actually Kerrigan and co, who looked like they were actually feeling the pressure a lot more. Couldn't be assertive in their decision making, falling back and looking a little bit flustered at times as well. Couldn't hold on to their finances in the second half at all, and it really did start to show. You could see all the timeouts they were having and the sort of clutches that were going down. The coordination was slightly off. Great game from Na'Vi, well recovered. I think they're going to do very well in this tournament, but FaZe need to pull their socks up now.
Well recovered, but this is the other thing. Pulling their socks up gets a little bit more difficult because now we talk about tilting. We talk about the mental fortitude. We know that these are strong personalities, team full of stars that expects to win, and when that sort of expectation and pressure is on you, you can certainly get under each other's skin and start bickering a little bit too much. So it's going to be up to Kerrigan to keep them under control. It's going to be up to the